We are not doctors. Nothing in this podcast should be taken as medical advice. Consult your physician before starting any workout routine. This is the Martial Heart Podcast.
Okay, hi. Yeah, I started talking and the microphone wasn't on. Anyway, hi. Welcome back. That's just a really good example of my audio trials and tribulations that have been happening lately. Maybe I'll explain. But anyway, yeah, I started recording and my microphone wasn't on. So, hi. Good to see you. Welcome to the podcast. I know it's been a few days since I did one. And it's mostly because if you remember me talking about how I hope 2025 is a much better year than 2024 because it was a hell of a year. Lots of medical issues and other things, lots of very expensive things. Yeah, well, no, it didn't. It didn't start off better. So, yeah, we had a sick animal we had to take care of that required surgery and things like that. So, yeah, it took a few days to get through that, and it's very expensive, of course. And the other thing is, it's winter here, and it's been snowing and freezing, and I slipped on some ice that was under the snow. If you're not in an environment where you have to deal with ice and snow, sometimes you'll get, moisture, and it'll melt a little bit, and then the sun will go down and it'll freeze it. So then you have a sheet of ice, and then it might snow, and then you have this fluffy, powdery, beautiful snow that has a sheet of ice underneath it, and you step on it, and a lot of people fall down and get hurt in the wintertime in places like this. But I didn't fall down because I'm pretty fleet of foot. Is that what they say? I'm fleet-footed. Whatever they used to say. Does anybody say that anymore? I don't know. I'm ninja-like with my agility. Not really, but that's what I tell people. So anyway, I didn't fall down, but in the process of maintaining my balance and kicking my legs and my hips and my shoulders in certain directions to keep myself from falling down, I kind of tweaked my hip and my knee, and I was in a lot of pain and just didn't do anything for a few days because I was grumpy. I get grumpy when I'm in pain. And so, yeah, took a few days off of podcasting just because of that, for no other reason. But for an update on that, I haven't gone back to martial arts classes yet because I slipped in the ice and I tweaked my hip and my knee. So it's been in pain. But it's feeling a lot better now. So I'm assuming, in a few days I'll be back to normal. But I have to continue exercising, so I don't know how much that's aggravating things. But you got to keep going, And I realized the other day that I had skipped a couple of days of exercising. It makes me feel bad, like not just physically, because you can actually feel it when you're off your routine, but emotionally and psychologically it screwed with me because it made me feel like I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't taking care of things. It was almost like almost like a depression where I started to feel like I can't get anything right. I can't do anything. I'm a loser and things like that. All because I didn't get on the treadmill or on the elliptical. So that's weird. Most people would be like, I took a few days off from exercising. It was so much fun. I ate chips and salsa. But I don't, for some reason, and it might be because of the seriousness of my condition where I have to stay in shape in order to not have any more heart attacks. But so that might be the reason behind it. But it's weird, to start looking down on yourself and being hard on yourself because you didn't exercise this one day or 2 days, or even if you took 2 or 3 or 4 days off and because you were tired and needed to rest. That's generally fine. But it started affecting me negatively. So that's weird. But I don't know if it's always going to be that way. And I'm still having the issues where when I get stressed out and when I get angry, things like that, I get the chest pressure. and it starts to make me feel like I'm having, physical reactions to those stresses. That's still going on. I don't know. I don't know if it's always going to be that way. The doctors really don't know. The doctors are always just going to tell you, well, everybody's different. Everybody's going to react differently to having a heart attack, to the procedure to correct the issues, or to save your life during the thing, and the life changes afterward. Everybody's going to react to those differently, and so the doctors don't know, and it's amazing how much the doctors don't know. That's kind of the thing that I've gotten more consistently than anything is, yeah, we really don't know. I don't know. You're the doctors. You're the ones that we rely on to know. Yeah, we really don't know. We don't know how that's going to affect you. We don't know how you're going to. We don't know anything. I don't know. We're just guessing. We're just in the ballpark, hopefully, and everything turns out okay. But um, you're left to your own devices a lot to, guess and say, well, maybe this is what's going on. Because if you call the doctor, they'll just be like, I don't know, come in and let us examine you. And then they'll just say, yeah, I don't know. Because they're doctors and they just get away with saying, I don't know all the time. But hopefully soon I will be heading back to some martial arts classes, even if I'm just going to try one out a couple of times and see how it goes. I still haven't decided which one to go to, but I'm going to have to do that soon because I'm concerned that I'm not going to be able to stay on my routine unless I have something else. Because the elliptical and the treadmill and stuff is fine, but it's boring. So I need something else to keep me in shape and to exercise. And, martial arts are great for that. So I still haven't decided which one that I'll go back to first, but, I'm still weighing my options. But everything else seems okay. We've had a lot of run ins with health issues for us and animals recently. So, but we got through it. Everything will be fine. Never going to be able to retire, but everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just keep saying everything's fine. That'll be my mantra. Mantra. I can just keep saying it over and over again. Maybe it'll be true. But yeah, fun times. Not really. But if you've paid attention to my audio issues lately, then it might be fun for you to know that I hadn't gotten anything that was bad until now. I got 2 new audio devices to experiment with and to test and review and compare, and neither one of them worked right. So, interesting. I have to figure out how to get my money back on one because it wasn't bought from the manufacturer. So the other one, they just immediately said, "Oh yeah, send it back. Something's wrong with it." And they sent me another one, and the other one does the same thing. So apparently they came from the same bad batch. So the one they quickly sent me as a replacement does the same thing that the broken one does. And it's so disappointing. So now I have to figure out how to get that one, returned or refunded or whatever. That one I bought directly from the manufacturer, so they can give me my money back if they want. But if they're just going to keep sending me replacements that don't do it, they're still doing the same thing the other one is doing. I don't think that's going to get anybody anywhere. But yeah, so yeah, I put everything back the way it has been for a while now. My favorite little setup, and the one that doesn't fail me and never has yet. I shouldn't say that out loud, probably. I don't have any. I got some real wood over there. We'll knock on some wood. But everything else is doing okay. Just working. We've been very busy, so there's been a lot of work involved. If you missed last time, I'm done with cardiac rehab, so a lot more free time, and so now there's a lot more that I need to get done around here. I'm probably building my last customer hat for a poor customer. The guy waited over a year for his beaver felt to show up, and it still hasn't. So we had to change our plans, and I'm making a hat for him, and it's probably going to be the last one that I make for a customer because my supplier has failed. And I don't know if they're even going to stay in business or not, but they haven't been able to get me my supplies. So that's going to be the end of that, because I started the company saying I was going to be American made by hand with American materials, and I was. All the materials were American made, and including the felts and the leather sweatbands and the ribbons and everything. And yeah, no, my felt supplier, Winchester Hat, has failed me. So I think I'm just going to hang it up, because I can't. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to wait. And I've heard stories of people waiting, the small people like us, are waiting upwards of 18 months or 2 years. And it's disappointing, because they used to ship it out the same day. If I would call and say I need these 2 or 3 felts, by the end of the day, it would be sent to me, and it would only take a couple of days for it to get here. So I always had a great relationship with them. I don't know what happened, but sometime during the pandemic, things started to deteriorate rapidly until I was waiting a couple of months for the felts, and then I waited 6 months for a felt, and then I had to refund money to customers because we had waited almost a year for felts that hadn't shown up yet, and round. And I ordered felts. There's a couple of them I ordered about 14 months ago, and they're still not here. So, yeah, fun times. Thanks, Winchester. It's the only place in North America that makes beaver felt hat bodies, by the way. So if you want to buy American and make American beaver hats, you have to buy from them. And so they sort of have a corner on the market. So I can't, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. There's nowhere else to take them other than buying European stuff, which is fine. I'm sure the Europeans make stuff just fine. I'm rolling my eyes if you're just listening to it. But yeah, that wasn't my thing. That wasn't what I intended to do. So I don't know. I still have a bunch of other supplies, so I may have to buy some European ones just to deplete the rest of my supplies and then be done. But I'm done. I don't know. I'm probably just done. So if I made a hat for you, congratulations. You're going to have a collector's item soon, because they aren't going to exist anymore. And you got one of the few that were made by me. Not that it's anything really special. I mean, they were okay hats. I made okay hats. I'll just keep making them for myself, I guess, because I have quite a few rabbit felts down there. Anyway, that's the latest update. So I'll get back on here and do another one soon. But yeah, I just wanted to explain why I've been gone for a few days. It's been crazy, and I don't know. Hopefully, I just hope it goes quiet for a while. Nothing new can happen for at least 2 weeks. Just give me 2 weeks to get straightened out, and hopefully the next time I come on and do a podcast, I'll be explaining to you where I'm going to go to get started back in my martial arts training. Until then, I guess, take care, and just be nice to each other. Do those things. I don't even know if the outro music's playing. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Catch you next time.